Hey folks, welcome to my kitchen. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try and dehydrate some vegetables and try and then make a soup base that I can maybe add meat to if I want to, or just a standalone soup that I can go camping with, rehydrate up, just like those dehydrated meals that you buy in the store, but only making it myself. Making it myself, it allows me to control the ingredients and control the, I don't want to say chemicals, but control the chemicals that go into these things. They got a lot of things. There are a lot of extra additives put into some of these commercially made meals that you don't necessarily need to have. I see my dog's freaking out, must see a bird or something out there. But anyway, I am going to clean up these vegetables. I'm going to make it a pretty simple base. I'm going to use some carrots, some potatoes, and some onions. I'm going to clean them up, process them up, put them in the dehydrator, and then take them out in the woods and cook them up. So stay tuned. Alright guys, what I've got going on here is I've got some cilantro that I've kind of spread out. This is one of my trays from my dehydrator. If you don't have a dehydrator, you can certainly use your oven. I've made jerky in it before. I haven't really dehydrated. I've probably done apple chips and banana chips in my oven, but I've had this dehydrator for years and years, so I like to use it. So what I've got here is a little bit of ginger. I'm just going to try and leave it a little bit big. They're thin slices, probably 1/16 of an inch thick or so. And there's going to be some processing after I'm done dehydrating, I have a feeling. So I'm going to just throw these up there. Try to spread them out. Try to spread all these vegetables out or whatever I'm doing so that they don't touch. Okay, I'm going to put the trays with the potatoes down first. That'll be closer to the heat. And then I'm going to put the onions and carrots on top of that. And then the smaller potatoes that I did along with the cilantro and the little garlic, I'm going to put up here so that when it shrinks, if it does fall down the holes, the bigger potatoes will keep it from falling all the way down. There we go. Alright, well, it's day 2 of me dehydrating what I hope to be a good soup base. So I took the trays off the dehydrator. What I like to do is, well, not everything is going to get done at the same time. So I go and I'm going to check my vegetables. If they snap and they're good and dry, I'm going to take them off the dehydrator. If they're still kind of rubbery, I'm going to leave them on. It's just that simple. So let me adjust the camera a little bit. I'll show you what I got going on. Alright, well, it looks to me like the cilantro is pretty well done. You can see it'll go into a powder. I don't need to crush it up. And see what I meant, or I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, but the stems, they're super dried up. I like the stems anyway, so I didn't need to just purely take the leaves off. I'm going to do a little taste test here. It's got some flavor left. That broke pretty good. See, this is still, it broke, but it's still kind of rubbery. I noticed that with the garlic, it's taken a little bit. And I actually have something else I'm going to use for this garlic because it does, it shrank up so much it is kind of going through the cracks there. These onions are doing real good. I'll just leave them on there. Yep, I can tell just by picking it up. Alright, well, it's been about 2 days and my onions, everything is looks to be done pretty good. I like to make sure and have everything really dry. It just keeps way better that way. It's kind of like my jerky, how I like it brittle. I mean, obviously I like a little moisture in there if I'm going to eat it within the next few days or something, but if I'm going to store it for a long time, I definitely want to have it brittle. And you can see that stuff's pretty brittle. You can kind of see why they put preservatives and colors in your food because, the potato is going to get a little discolored for me For you probably, it's not a big deal, but that's why they do that obviously, and it's just, you know, people are so scared of the real color of their food. It's weird. But that's the world we live in. Oh, that smells so good. Oh yeah, wow. Oh my goodness. I sure do like to eat. Okay, so the only spices I'm going to add to this are some salt, some Mrs. Dash, and some pepper. This particular salt is a mixture of sea salt, Celtic salt, and Himalayan salt. So I'm just going to try and be careful with how much I add to it. I like salty foods, but sometimes I get a little carried away. We'll start with that. If I happen to have any in my pack, I can always add to it, or not, who cares. We'll throw a bit of this Mrs. Dash in there, and I'll just kind of read off the ingredients in this. It's all natural, no MSG, but there's onion, spices, which include black pepper, parsley, celery seed, basil, bay, and then I'll skip. It's got some cumin in it, some mustard, lemon juice powder, citric acid, oil of lemon. So that's some good stuff. And just regular old pepper. There. Alright. Get ourselves a little bit of a base here for some soup. Morning guys. Well, today I'm continuing to work on my backpacking meal that I've been dehydrating. I've got, where did I put it? I've got a bag full of dehydrated vegetables now. And now I'm going to add the jerky. I'll probably put the jerky in separate. Just nice to keep the meat separate from the vegetables. One thing, I had someone comment on this, on that recent video that I did reviewing that Valley Food storage meal, and they said, you know, for $7 I'll do it myself, and that's totally fine. That's, you know, that kind of goes in the theme of you know, some of the things I've been saying in my other videos, that we all have to make a decision on what we want to spend our money on, and that's totally fine if you don't want to buy, you know, if you think that's too expensive or whatever. But I will say, doing this yourself takes a lot of time. It took a lot of time to dehydrate this stuff. It's not hard, it's easy to do, it just takes some time. And I haven't added up what all the costs were of the materials or the ingredients, but you've got, you know, the stuff that I used is actually pretty cheap. You know, the potatoes, the carrots, the stuff like that, it's pretty cheap. You've got the electricity or for the dehydrator, or the gas, or if you were to do it outside, then it would be kind of a pain in the butt to do you know, dehydrated potatoes or something, unless you were around camp outside with the fire. But anyway, you've got the electricity, you've got some costs there, okay? This meal is not going to last 25 years like the other product that I reviewed, but that's okay. I don't need it for 25 years. We're going to go out today and probably cook it up. This I'm sure would last, you know, I mean, at the very least a year. I certainly wouldn't be worried about it for a year. The jerky, I could always dehydrate it, make a jerky out of it, and then put it in the freezer. I actually have some jerky in the freezer, and whenever I, you know, pull it out to go camping, make sure it doesn't get super wet when it thaws out or whatever. You gotta be a little bit careful of that, but you can store that in the freezer and it'll last a long time. It's a fun project, but sometimes when you're paying someone else to do it, you're paying for the convenience of having it done already. That's why, you know, a little bit why we go out to eat, right? You've got the convenience of someone making it for you. It's a lot cheaper to have it at home, but you got someone else doing the dishes for you and making the food. So anyway, all right, well, I'm just going to check my jerky here. I can see a couple of the pieces I've already pulled off are pretty crispy. Hey folks, well, today I'm going to get out and try the dehydrated soup mix that we made. I've got my family with, so we're out here for just a nice day hike. Beautiful out today. It's got to be 50 degrees, sun shining, wind's blowing a little bit, but it's nice, it's a nice cooling breeze. But I've got my soup mix here. I did not put cornstarch in it like I was thinking about doing. I've got my jerky here, and then as a special little treat, I've got some cheddar cheese. Got about 2.5 cups of water probably, or yeah, probably about 2.5 cups. Let this cook for 15-20 minutes, see what happens with it. Alright, well here's the test. I can see already that I think I should have mashed up the potatoes a little more, cut them up a little bit more. It's got some good looking broth. Alright, nothing left but to give it a try.
The venison turned out nice.
Yeah, it's just round steak. That's not venison, it's from our cow though. From our steer.
I meant the jerky.
Smells good with that cheese in there.
I think it is a little bit harsh on the spices.
Yeah, I put too much pepper in it.
But, I mean, I like it.
This is the base right here. This is, you can't get much healthier than this. There's really no preservatives or chemicals or anything in this. This is just straight up dried food. And there is some spices in it, but you know, not no bouillon, no powdered spices, no powdered cheese or something like that that might thicken it up and give it a little.
You had some biscuits, that would be good. Your biscuits that you made. She's just laying in a puddle. Like she got up and she was like dripping with it.
Alright guys, well, it turned out pretty good. It's different. It's not like store-bought stuff, but you can definitely taste a lot of the individual stuff I put in there. You could taste the garlic, you could taste the ginger. The potatoes were different, but they were good. We rehydrated them long enough. The jerky could have been rehydrated a little bit longer, but everything was still really good. So it's just different. Well, alright guys, hope you liked the video. Take care.